So 5 on 3 for 57 seconds as Scotland still hunting to get their first of the game with 4 minutes and 30 seconds left of the second period. Winding up, can't clearing that away though. Well, it can. Gina and Andrea can't hold on to that down on the boards. We'll have to set this back up. 45 seconds now on the 5 on 3. Moving with speed is Rocco Murray. No assistance as of yet. Out in front, straight into the chest of Clark Leach. And that's going to draw some afters as Marcus Bradley and Finn Williams dealing with the frustrated Bailey Thompson, who had a few too many late looks. And Ben Clark Leach, as he'd covered that up. England wanting to kill off as much time as they can here, pinning it down on the boards. It will briefly break free. Now it comes out cleanly with Scotland, nearly tripping over themselves, so waiting for a clean pass. Now they'll go up to the point with Varostek. Back down low, Ray. Trying to just force a gap, it's not there. Ray's going to try and force one off the side netting, and Massey will collect the loose puck. Back with Ray. Massey actually got a bit of a gap, hesitates on the shot, and Clark Leach will flick that away down to the near side blue line. Thompson. Massey parks himself right in front. England back to 4 skaters loose in front, and Clark Leach jumps on it again. Bradley covers his netminder well. And there'll be a minute left on the power play for Scotland, but unable to get through on the 5 on 3. Great chance for Flynn Massey down on the far side. Just hesitated on the shot. The lane was there. Marcus Bradley had set off more, covering the near side post. A little bit of indecision, but doubt creeping into the Scottish players' minds as they're just stuck between a rock and a hard place right now, as that's easily cleared out by England. They're going to try and force as many seconds down as they can. That should be going for icing as well. A mishandle it will be, and that's going to be more time cleared off. Well, Thomas Varostek plays for the Solway Sharks in the SNL. Just unable to receive that puck on his stick. 43 seconds left now on the power play. It's just going to trickle down even more. Good win though by Scotland. It's brought back behind the goal line by Logan Gordon. Good bit of pressure, batted out of the air by Varostek. Still no assistance there out in front, and a great stick by Orton Shaw. Can't clear that out, but that one is brought out by Tomlin, trying to get his legs moving quickly. Gordon ties him up, the pass is there. Tomlin still there! Point blank range, he misses wide. And Scotland need to move with speed, but they're absolutely crawling. The only one moving forward with any sort of urgency right now is Logan Gordon. Now bodies out in front, but it's flicked up into the netting, and Scotland just don't have any answers right now for this England side. But too many times Scotland getting a couple rushes, or on these power plays, the centres trailing too far behind the winger, and when they need to park them in front, get that feed through, or get something up to the point man, neither are there, and it leaves them with these 1-on-3, 1-on-4s, they're just turning the puck over too easily. That's going to be nicely brought out as well by Edgars Wenger between the legs as Kynaston comes back out of the box, trying to pick the pocket of a sleepy Scotland defence. Sportful pick it back up, back round into the corner. The two 10s match up against each other. Assistance from Wenger gets it back to Kynaston. Now Wenger, Sportful trailing in, but they go up to the point instead. Kidd, he'll rip one in. Oh, that's off the helmet. What a brief high stick as well. England got a tip onto it, but it's blown away. Now Scotland again coming through. Now they've got bodies there, and a pass just behind Caden Forbes. And another Scotland attack shot down right by their own mistakes. And England get it back in deep. The puck bobbles awkwardly, cut up ice with less than 2 minutes away from the next ice cut in the second intermission. Vengis now with Kynaston, still got Kidd with him. Former forward, he knows how to get a bit of offense. Sportful eventually collects the loose puck, but it's gloved down. Flashing away to his left is Caden McCall of the North Ayrshire Wildman. Will get the play blown dead of 96 seconds left to play here in the second period. England lead 4-0 in the first game of Showcase 2026. And Murray stretched past right down towards Flynn Massey, caught up in his skate, straight back. Moving forward is Tomlin. Offside go England. So it was Nick Martin on the puck, but it was offside go England. By inches. A face-off in front of the England penalty boxes. Scotland come out on top of the draw that time round. A quick D-to-D pass, and there's actually a gap, and that's kicked away. Icing should be waved off here, and it will be, as Thompson can't keep that in, and now it's going to be a 2-on-2 rush as Taylor Stanton trying to cut to his forehand. Just mishandles that, falls off his stick. Nick Martin, quick to cover the blue line, though, gets it back, and England now have a 3-on-2 as they just scramble over each other. Martin on his forehand, block it over the bar. Nicely saved again by McCall, who's slowly getting himself into the groove, but is it going to be a case of too little too late? Penalty coming behind the play, Stanton and Rocco Murray with a few. Both of them are going to go. We'll see what the official call is. Interference for Stanton, and holding the stick for Rocco Murray. Behind the play will stay 5-on-5 as Fraser Craig signals. Face-off won by England, nicely done there. He's driving forwards, Aidan Dancer trying to toe drag that round, though he mishandles that. Kennington having to assist, parking up on the blue line, sorry, is Josh Rowland, but he's not going to be called into action as Scotland work it back into the England zone. England collapse quickly, though, pressing nicely, and he'll be quickly forced out. That's caught up in the linesman's skates, though, as Burnett will lay a body check onto Johnson. We're into the final 30 seconds of the second period. Dancer round to Rowlands. Perhaps one last attack for England. Only one goal so far for the hosts, and Reynolds is going to get a chance forward. He's hit hard into the board, losing an edge there. He's going to avoid a penalty, and his Guildford teammate charges in with him of Kennington. But final seconds going to tick down. And the klaxon's going to go. 40 down, 20 to go. England still on top, still in control. They lead 4-0. 20 minutes to go then in the first leg. But it's head-to-head between England versus Scotland under-19s. We'll be back in about 15 minutes' time for conclusion of game one. We'll be back very shortly. Get yourself a drink, get yourself a snack. Don't go anywhere.
We'll be back in approximately 15 minutes time after the resurface. Don't forget, of course, refreshments are available up in the bar. So we'll have about 15 minutes time. So don't forget, of course, tonight is the start of our Showcase events. As we'll be welcoming teams for approximately 6:30 tomorrow, where our first games will be the under-12s. Starting with Browns versus Kirk, Phillips versus Richmond at 7:45. Under-13s will kick off their games from approximately 9 o'clock tomorrow. Under-15s from 11:30 on the ice. 4 o'clock, where you'll get to see England versus Scotland once again. And of course, at the end of the day tomorrow, we'll have the under-17s with their fixtures from 6:30. All the details, of course, happening across all the age groups this weekend. It is, of course, available on TeamLab if you are a parent, or you can download the Talkifying app on your phone. Search Showcase 2026, and all the details for this weekend is available on there. Of course, you can favour the team you're following, all the details of classroom sessions, all your warm-ups, your cool-downs, and of course, your concourse photos as well over with my team photo. If you have some photos sent in today, feel free to go and see Martin and the team over on the concourse. They're there all weekend, so you've got plenty of time if you haven't made it today. They're back for the remaining of the weekend, right through till Monday. Please welcome back the England under-19s. Please also welcome back Scotland under-19s.
"20 minutes to go here on day one of the EIH Showcase 2026. England comfortably England with a comfortable 4-0 lead as we're back underway. Scotland looking to get themselves on the board, or at least make it competitive, as Edgars Weghorst goes hard into the boards. He looks uncomfortable, a wrap round and it's in. Well, Scotland too focused on Weghorst down, and Kynaston wraps one in. And I think to the bemusement of the entirety of EIH Sheffield, England in 12 seconds have their 5th goal. And well, as we were saying, Scotland want to keep it a tight game going into the second leg tomorrow. Well, right now, it's going to be anything but, as England make it 5. And that might even be a 4th point of the night for Edgars Weghorst. Wait and see if he gets the assist. We're back underway then. Second face-off straight away. Louis Kynaston confirmed the goal scorer. No icing as that's chipped in. Edgars Weghorst with the assist, so a 4-point night for the Leeds man. That's going to come all the way down as England wave off an icing. Scotland will ice it the other way, and a deflated the Scottish side right now looks sapped of life. What they were hoping after that break they could have came out and had some sort of fire. Right now looks anything but. We'll see though, 19.5 minutes to go. Plus tomorrow's game, a long way to go before we write their obituary. But it doesn't look like England are showing any signs of slowing down as that one's sent towards the net. Kidd's shot goes wide, and Scotland, who in the mid part of the second period was being a bit more physical, it livened things up a bit, but they were never able to capitalise on it. They'll clear it out though, out of the scramble on the blue line. It'll be dumped in on net by Zach Thompson. His brother Bailey, he's probably been the best of the Scots so far today. And right now as well, has not had many chances to beat Ben Clark-Leach. Just 12 shots on goal. England only have 15, so it's been a relatively low shooting game. That one's going to be another one that's kicked away straight off the face-off. Scotland trying a bit of a trick play as England then wanted to stretch it down towards Luke Birchnell. Couldn't quite connect. They'll win the scramble just offside. Now they'll get it back on, and it's played into the corner by Marcus Bradley. First to it is going to be Alex Rushby. He attempted the Michigan earlier, just hit the side netting. He got it up comfortably. Not often you can do that. It's going to be played around again. Rushby looking to pop up into the middle. Couldn't connect from Matthewman as it's taken off him. Rushby again back behind the goal, but everyone's collapsed onto the near side for the forwards. But it's played out by his right demon, and it's back round again. Matthewman turning on Jean and Andrea. Rushby gets stuck in as well. 2-on-2 scrum now. Jumping in to help as well is Flynn Massey. And Finn Williams waits up high, but he's going to come back out with Massey. He'll try and slow things down, both sides. Not electing for a line change now. Williams will head to the bench. So yeah, a fresh defenseman out there as Burnett comes out. That's a high whack there. We had a penalty called for that, well, for a lot less than that earlier against Taylor Stanton. This one, well, looked certainly more like him. I guess saying the balance of things, it will even out. Vengis puts the pressure on, forces a turnover from Thompson. Slowing down there's Nick Martin, but it's still cleared out. Running towards Flynn Massey, who looks to be covering defensive positions right now. We'll head back to the bench. A little flick round from Burnett. Martin tries helping it on his way. Caught up in the legs of one of the Scottish players, but Vengis gets out and trying to push forward. Pulled up briefly. No call on it. That looked high along his arm, the hook, but a good stick lift, all things considered, at the end of it. That stops Vengis looking for his 4th goal and 5th point of the night. Dropped off to Thompson. Feeding through, one-timer there. That's snatched from Jude Beattie, who he said in the second period had absolutely no luck. And it's staying on again, seemingly that way for the Belfast man. Now it's Thompson, 3-on-3, charging forward, rises that one over the bar. Round across to Dugnan. Gets hit late there by Reynolds. Hine turning his back to the play, briefly turns one over to Thompson, but he's able to really get himself out of trouble with Dylan Worthy there. A couple of looks up the boards from Kennington, and he can't get it past the white jerseys of the Scots. Now it'll come out with Reynolds. Nicely worked there from the Guildford man. Nearly gets clotheslined by the oncoming Logan Gordon. Sticked away there by Ben Clark-Leach. To Dancer, offside as England just making a meal of it. And the coincidental penalties at the end of the period as well will time out. So Orton Shaw will dump that down in. Straight up from the blue line, Orton Shaw. It's off the leg pad there of McCall. Could expect tomorrow will be both backups getting a start. So Max Van Mullum, the Romford Buccaneers man for England. And then Cameron Kelly, the man who's basically been the 5 backup for the past 3 years. Alongside Shane Owen and their other imports. Oh, that's tipped, just wide there by Vengis, nearly getting a stick on it. Could have been his 4th, but Scotland charging forward. A rush pass sourced right over the stick there of Phil Shiffin. And back down it will come in towards the England zone. 4 and a bit minutes gone here in the 3rd and final period. England still flying high. And tequila still rings round here. There's going to be another icing. Scotland, well, just look disattached right now from the game. Work to do. A chance maybe, give themselves find a way to get themselves a couple back, stop England adding any more on. It's back to a 3-goal game. You've got the momentum. You'll be in a much more positive position going into tomorrow. But right now, they're just avoiding an offside as McLaren had to stretch his back leg out as far as he could to keep and being offside. Rushby plays the body, but the puck stays on Scotland's stick, but it's sent on net, and Clark-Leach will hold on once more. So face off to the right of Clark-Leach. Trying to snap one straight away off the face-off. couldn't get it towards Vanette, so Finn Williams will bring this out. Tomalin loses out about 50-50. And there's still no bodies. I've said this earlier, Scotland just too slow getting bodies into the right positions as Baxter charges in. It was Milo Wiley just walking into a slot, and by that point the passing option had gone, and now England back the other way with Tomalin. Trying to feed that through, just the wrong side of the post there from Birchnell. Lifted out off the glass, still kept in though by England, sent towards the net there. An uncomfortable save made by McCullers. There's a little awkward bounce from the puck and it's batted down, so there's still going to be a chance for England to keep this in, but they're going to go passive instead. Trying to lay the hip check there was Matthewman, and it's going to give the puck back towards Tomalin, and Burnett will settle this back down. Now Josh Rowland's behind his own goal. Wiley shows his cards. Trying to stretch that down the middle. England getting too big for their boots. Perhaps there's a turnover to the danger man on this Scotland side. There's a high check as Rowlands and Thompson come together, trying to feed it from a short side. Covered up, though, by the blocker of Clark Leach. We'll get another face-off down in the England zone. 6 minutes into the final period. England lead 5-0. Burnett rims that all the way round, and there's going to be a rush here as Matthewman stuck on his backhand, feeds it through! Just stuck on his backhand there. Martin, as he tried to receive it, had to go on a swivel, couldn't put that one home. Sent back in by England. They'll quickly get themselves back on side. McCall comes a long way out to play it, and he gets a shimmy on to get back in his crease. Cleared back down by the Scots. Burnett tangles up with Thompson. Gets back on the stick though, Filshafin. The Ukrainian back in from range. Gets blocked out though, and it's Stanton. Had his head down. If he'd have looked up there, he would have seen if he uses the pace, which the Telford man has acres of it. Would have been right round and off to the races, but instead he elects for a change, perhaps tired after a long shift there. Stretched through the middle though. Dancer tied up, still on his forehand. Here's with a chance. Pushed aside there by Johnson, and now we'll get a little bit of afters as frustrations boil over. It's Flynn Massey tangling up with Aidan Dancer. They all know each other fairly well from this season, or the past few seasons rather, in NIHL 1. Dancer, who's been with the Scimitars and now with the Jets, and Massey has spent 3 years with the Wild. Trying to centre a pass through again. Couldn't get it through though, and it's cleared away by the captain, Owen Ray. Gets tied up at the boards, and that's a turn right back over to England. Trying to go dance round there was Aidan Dancer. Just couldn't get the puck behind. A little flick this time from Reynolds. Can't get past his man. Be slowed down by Kennington. Backhanded by Reynolds. England can't quite keep it in the offensive zone. It will be settled down by Liam Hine. Top D pairing back out for England, and there's a poor pass. Now this is going to go for icing. And at the end of a long shift, fourth line for England. We'll just have to wait a few more moments before we can get themselves back out there. Great bit of pressure there from Baxter. Can't force a turnover though. Dancer will get this down in deep as he allows for his top line to get back out there. Tied up, brought down. No harm, no foul though. Still though, pushing on Sportforth. Backhanded, kicked away in Vengis. That's just out of reach of him. Charging in there was Ray. Trying to clear it out with the body. Comes back out into the corner though. Sportforth in amongst a couple of Scottish bodies. That's then into the wheels of Aidan Dancer, who will now finally head to the bench after what's been about a 2-minute shift. Oh, it was a great pick. Kinniston off the post! Looking for his second there. It was a really poor pass from Scotland. And the Peterborough man ripped one full pelt with a wrist shot. And McCall, who hasn't been stellar by any means today for Scotland, nearly had a 6th put past him. Still chances though for this top line. Sporforth spotted a brief gap for a wraparound. Now Regan Kidd is there. He'll send this one in straight into the chest. Vengis was waiting down the centre lane, but the Nottingham Lions man fancied one from his blue line. So then, approaching the halfway stage in the final period of game 1. 25 more games across the weekend and bank holiday for you to enjoy as well. We start off tomorrow with back-to-back under-12s action. Team Bounds versus Team Kirk. Then Team Phillips versus Team Richardson. First game at 6:30 in the morning. Up bright and early in what's been some marvellous sunshine here in South Yorkshire over the past few days, before jumping to 13s, 15s and 17s actions to round off the day. And in there as well is game 2 of this 9 games live for you tomorrow, including the conclusion of this little series as Finn Williams goes down low, misses on the check, doesn't get much on it. A big hit gets sat down in the end. Well received there from Dugnan. But still pushing on Tomlin, back up to Williams, hit the crossbar earlier. That would have been an egregious tip if Rushby got onto that one. Played back in and round from Marcus Bradley, out in front. It pops back up to the Scots foe. A brilliant feed, Finn Williams and Marcus Bradley just closing down Milo Wiley. Couldn't get his edges going quick enough. And Scotland are going to have to get back on the defensive, can't be kept in. And the visitors will have to curl back round as England will try and settle this down as we are approaching 10 minutes left, just onside Rushby. Bit of confusion, it was called off, and as he gets back over the blue line, he elected not to play the puck, so that at least gives the Scots a chance to get it down the line. England briefly will clear this back over, barrelling in there. And England frustrated there about the no call and offside. Scotland go with Forbes, and Birchnell will head to the bench after that heavy hit along with Tomlin. So, and Scotland win that draw. Ray will play this down the line quickly. Is pressed though by Stanton, who then again, small figure Taylor Stanton. Still able to play the body. Scotland coming through though, nicely dancing through the backhand straight up to the Telford man. And he'll clear it away. 2-on-2 briefly entering the zone. Body's coming back though. That's caught up in the legs of Matthewman. Back to Stanton. Waiting for the centre to drop in here. And instead Nick Martin just going to post up, miss his check, and now it's going to be a 3-on-2 the other way. England, though, have been great on a back check. Scotland have got to get something soon, or it's going to be a rather empty time going back to their hotel rooms later. And he's dumped in Stanton. Loses out to 50-50 with Jude Beattie now. Slow pushing forward, just about stays on side, dangling his way forward, but his body's cross over him. And it's picked back up by the hosts. Hine. Oh, tried doing too much there. The D on a change. Out in front, Clark Leach with a stick save away off to the far side. Trying to centre again, but this time Hine will kick that one away. 50-50 win for the Scots, but tidying up there. And Reynolds is brought down. A couple of shouts for a trip not given, and England currently backed up in their own zone briefly. Now they'll clear it down the line. Dancer will be able to chase this one in along with Reynolds. I'll try and send this one towards the net instead, though, when Dancer had gone into the corner. And Scotland come out again. Hine having to get back. Orton Shaw standing his man up, and he'll block that one off his leg pad. Kennington He's got Dancer in the middle. Kennington going all around the houses. Worthy comes back up to the point as well, but the pass can't come up to him. And now Bailey Thomas looking lively, can't get past Vengis. And that spark quickly dims out. And England, again, looking to push forward with Regan Kidd. Between bodies, goes from a short side angle. And it spills out of a glove, but McCall, no pressure in front of him, will cover that back up on a second time of asking. With 7.5 minutes left here. Our first game of the showcase weekend. Vengis charging forward straight off the face-off with a little plan there to try and grab one in. Offers a chance off the post, and then the net comes off. Sporforth half a second too late on the shot. There's a fantastic pass from Vengis to spot the back door, almost recreating how Vengis got his first goal of the day. Could have got his 5th point. This time the face will come straight out to Kidd. He'll rim this round the corner. Sporforth trying to get to it first. He'll do so. He's got Vengis dropping in as well. Kynaston trying to pop out into the slot. Loses out the battle briefly, but he's got assistance with Vengis. And then Kidd trying to go across towards Kynaston, who'll then try and force one out from the half board. Sporforth can't get a deflection or anything of worth on it. And Scotland behind their own goal line should eventually come out, and they'll do so. Vengis nearly cutting off though. Johnson, who's charging forward, stuck in his backhand, puts his brakes on and plays this back round aimed at Zach Thompson, but the pass is wayward and England recover again. Couple of options they can go to here. They want to try and force it, but they've tried that before and it nearly ended in a catastrophe, caused a 2-0, so they smartly went back behind to Regan Kidd. Vengis through neutral ice. Just flicks it into the corner, trying to bring everyone else into it. Kynaston hit late there. Back with Ray again, the Scotland captain. Will just about backhand that out, but it's straight towards Finn Williams, although Finn Williams, it's a poor turnover. Oh, what a save. That is Clark Leach. Windmills. Milo Wiley covering up for the defensive error of Finn Williams. Never fear, Clark Leach is here. Oh, great work there by a diving Tomlin. He's going to get a 2-on-1, getting back though is Owen Ray. Rushby's there on the back door, covering it, and just getting away from trouble there is McCall. It made an absolute blinding error, but although Finn Williams is going to have to make up for his mistake early, and he'll do so as Bailey Thompson just runs out of ice and ties the Steel Dogs man up. They're going to tussle behind the play. Just kicked away from Flynn Massey, and Scotland come out of the zone. Brought back in straight away, but they're offside, and Thompson begrudgingly will turn back in as Clark Leach plays us behind. And we settle down for Finn Williams. Little kick there onto Clark Leach. Signs that Scotland getting frustrated, and a couple of boos towards them. Oh, that's nearly monumentally disastrous. That could have been considered karma, as that one's flicked towards the net and nearly off the leg of Rocco Malone, who took a silly penalty earlier. But thankfully McCall's there to cover it. Back round though, Scotland need options. Tight angle, that's batted through the blue paint. Massey. Brilliant source pass across. Stanton defends well though. Still though, Jean and Andrea wristed in and into the corner. That bobbles up and out of play, and the Scotland sustained pressure will briefly come to an end as we'll get a face-off with just under 5 minutes to go here in the final period of Game 1 of Showcase 2026. Scotland win off the draw again. Great hit there, knocking Jude Beattie off the puck, well recovered though by the Scots. Josh Rowlands will take a tumble back with Jude Beattie. Scotland need to get bodies forward and give him an assist. Martin muscles off the 17-year-old from the puck. Chip back down by Beattie. Charging in to keep the play rolling. Baxter, great first period, been quiet since. Martin went to go line up the Peterborough man, couldn't do so, backhanded out, and actually getting a flick on fair as well as Matthewman picks the pocket and charging forward. He's got a passing option there, but can't get it past the man of Jonah Johnson, the Edinburgh Capitals man, the defenseman, charging forward, gloved aside there by Clark Leach. Baxter ties up there with Burnett. Beattie had the loose puck, but then outskated it as he tried to push forward. Heavy hit there, Stanton nearly has his head taken off there. Matthewman takes an exception to it, and then right through the back, Nick Martin goes down. That's going to be a checking from behind penalty, and Stanton not happy either, and he might be going as well for the cross-check. Matthewman, again, wanting a bit of vengeance, but the penalty's called, but the Scottish frustration showing through. It's going to be a roughing call. So enough into the box for roughing. Going to be 2 minutes for Ewan Dugnan. Settled down by Hine is across towards Sporforth, trying to find Orton Shaw down on the near side wing, but it's cleared out. Back down, Liam Hine. Almost play that as Clark Leach just came out to it. There's going to be a bit of space for Vengis. And it's the two Leeds Knights men there. He's got Rushby along with him as well, but is tied up late. Ray leaves it, and actually Orton Shaw's going to have his wits about him as here comes Bailey Thompson. A bounce favours the Lions defenseman though. And Vengis has it back on his stick, looking to push forward. Rushby, goalless today. Got an assist though between the legs. Got the first assist on the opening power play, the opening goal for England. Wristed in by Orton Shaw, that misses. And it's a race to keep it in, but it's done so by Hine. Back with Rushby. 1:05 left on the power play, 2.5 left in the game. Vengis. Back up to Orton Shaw. Had an option to go to Hine across. They'll spy and spot Rushby though. And then across, that's a brilliant pass, but Orton Shaw just can't receive it. Back with Rushby. Back doors there, chance, over-committing. Brilliant work there by the Scottish defence to stop the wraparound there of Sporforth. There's a clever play by Rushby to Sporforth. But Scotland will clear it out. They're looking for fresh legs. Rushby still pushing through though. He's got Sporforth with him. Rushby to Sporforth, runs out of ice and still tries to force it. It's sent back down as we're 25 seconds away from going back to 5-on-5. Kidd. Oh, it's a dangerous turnover in a dangerous place, but it just falls off the stick there of Jaden Baxter. And again, Scotland just not taking anything of their opportunities. And offside by a long way there is Joe Tomlin as Scotland go back to full strength. So a minute 27 left in the opening game. England will just like to shut down the Scots. That'd be a feel-good factor they'll have as Finn Williams will dump that in. It's going to be chased by Reynolds. Played back round by the Scots and nicely done through the legs there. But still the Scots push forward. Great reverse hit from Sean Reynolds. Ties up McLaren. And we'll go across, and again, back with Reynolds. Still pushing forward. Reynolds pulled down. He's covered nicely there by Rushby. Penalty coming up. Going to go against the Scots. Holding is the call. That's going to be for bringing Reynolds down. And over with 50 seconds left. So then, barring an England goal, the final 50 seconds will all be spent 5 on 4. And if Scotland want a goal in this game, they're going to have to get it short-handed. England will look for their 6th. It's Colgene and Andrea in the penalty box as well. Well worked off the face-off, pushing forward straight away. Bailey Thompson looking to get something of a miracle here. He gets his shot taken away by the stick of Regan Kidd. A second-line power play out for England as, well, power play 1 has just got off the ice. Tomalin. Now Worthy, one-timers there, just misses. That was Stanton who had sent that the wrong side of the post. 25 seconds left. Stanton. Out in front again, a bobbling puck. McCall just pushes that aside. Still back with England though. Kynaston drops into the middle. Back up towards Worthy. Wristed in wide of the net. Final few seconds. Kidd not going to dump one on net. Claxon's going to go. And that is the definition of dominance. 60 minutes gone. There's 60 to go tomorrow at 4 o'clock. But after 3 periods of hockey, England cruise to a 5-0 victory in the first leg. That'll be their advantage going into tomorrow. And a very short but very exciting opening day of Showcase 2026 comes to an end. Well, that's going to be all from us here then. We'll be back tomorrow, 6:30 on the dot, for our first real action of Showcase as the teams go head-to-head as Bounds take on Kirk in under-12s action. That's due off face-off 6:30 in the morning. 9 games on the schedule for your enjoyment tomorrow, going right all the way through until about 10 o'clock at night. So if you've got nothing to do on your Saturday, park yourself on your sofa, stay with me all day tomorrow and watch some of the best hockey action from across the country. But for myself, Dylan Pick, we'll see you tomorrow. Until then, goodbye.
Tomorrow. So no man of the match, no player of the game for today's game. We will do that tomorrow as the collecting over both games. Shots on goal on the second period, it was 7 on Beckmark from each for England and 7 on Hayden Thor on the second period. On the third period, it was 5 on Beckmark Lynch and 9 on Hayden. Ladies and gentlemen, one final time as we see both teams off the ice. It's Scotland and England. So no player of the game award today. We will do that tomorrow as the collecting over both games. So let me please be hands here for